Hello, welcome back to another explaining things I don't understand. You seem to enjoy the last one quite a bit, and I enjoyed making it, and there's no shortage of things that I don't understand, so I went ahead and I made a list. How this works is, as usual, I will do my best to explain the things on this list that I don't know anything about. I did film this once before, this same video, but I was a little bit too snarky maybe, so I'm gonna dial it back and I'm gonna do my best to give you my humble answers. So, without further ado, the first thing on the list is Stranger Things, like the show Stranger Things. So what I know is that it's a bunch of kids on bikes in the 80s, like the movie It, like Pennywise. And there's this girl who's bald, who shows up and is an alien, and she eats like waffles. Apparently the show is pretty scary, and I don't know why, because I don't know anything about it, but there's like alien monsters kind of stuff. They kind of like solve mysteries and like ride around town. There's 3 or 4 seasons of it, 3 or 5 seasons of it, I'm not sure. And yeah, I've been told I should watch it, but we'll see if I'll cave and do it. The next thing on my list is a little more broad. It's Cars, not the movie, the Pixar movie. I would say I'm pretty familiar with that one, like the vehicles. To start, the engine. Basically, you put gasoline or petrol, as some would call it, into the tank. The engine is usually at the front of the car. It burns the gasoline, which turns something, which causes the pistons to fire. All of this stuff leads to the axles turning, which turn the wheels, which move the car forward. And the steering wheel directs which way the wheels are going to turn. The tension of the axles is determined by the gear you're in. So, and let me say these things with confidence, whether I know it or not. Neutral is there's no tension, so you would just roll. And then the other gears add the tension, I suppose. In addition to that, I don't know much about, make and model and brands of cars. I think people who are into cars differentiate a lot between foreign cars, American cars. For example, Volkswagen is a German car. Ford is an American car. Hyundai is a Korean car, etc. And, as these cars all drive you places, there's a difference in them, allegedly. I could probably make a whole video on just things I don't know about cars, but I will move on to something equally large. I don't know a lot about Canada. So Canada is a country in North America. It is very cold as it's northern. There have always been, since the ice bridge, there have always been indigenous people there. But then it was a British colony, maybe it was a French colony at some point. I know they kind of, dueled about it. The French and the British, that is. And it was a British colony for the majority of the 20th century. I want to say maybe the 60s they gained independence. In Canada, there are these vertical divisions. Maybe they're called provinces. British Columbia might be one of them. Montreal is a place in Canada. Quebec. Victoria something, maybe. Something like that. Justin Trudeau is the Prime Minister of Canada. And I would say that about sums it up. And then the next on my list is, well, this one's a little bit sad. The American government. There's a lot going on there. There's a lot to unpack. But basically, America has a representative democracy, meaning that we don't vote for things, we vote for people to vote for things. So, we've got a complicated thing called the Electoral College. There's like senators and governors, Congress people, the House, the House of Representatives. That's something. Each state is allotted a certain amount of senators. Yeah, and then there's this thing called checks and balances, where the different branches of government are supposed to avoid power imbalances, keep each other in check. So the power is divided amongst the different branches of government. I'm going to move on from the American government before I lose my dignity or my hope in the education system. Moving on, the next thing on my list is cocktails. I really don't know how people are supposed to learn, like, how to order alcohol, because no one teaches you. I never got, like, a memo or anything. So there's different things, like, on the more fruity side, pina coladas, daiquiris, margaritas, maybe on the other end, martinis, Moscow Mule. And then there's all these terms that refer to what's in your drink, like ice or other things. So that's going to be terms like neat, up, on the rocks, things like that. Yeah, so, and that would be about it for cocktails, as far as I can tell you. The next one is a little bit more niche. Pickleball. So, it seems that pickleball is becoming more and more popular these days. I've played it maybe once in my life. My family really likes to play it. So here's my understanding of pickleball. It's like if tennis, ping pong, and badminton had a baby. So it's gonna have a smaller court than a tennis court. Quicker volleys, if that's what you call it, rallies, whatever. The ball, now I'm not certain what the ball is. I think it might be a birdie, like a badminton birdie. The rackets that you use, the paddles I should say, are not netted. They're like opaque, solid all the way through. and so that makes it more like ping pong than tennis. You know, there's points. You score. And I would say that's about it for pickleball, yeah. Alright, the next thing on my list is cameras. I know I make videos, but a lot of what I do is intuitive, I want to say. I don't know about the jargon related to photography. You can talk about lens size, which changes the quality of the photo. So for example, 35mm camera means something about the lens. There's different light considerations you want to make. Exposure, for example. And then in photography, there's really two sides to it, maybe three sides to it. Subject matter. What are you photographing, filming, etc.? What are you using and the techniques? So actually taking the photo or the video with the camera. And then the development of the photos. So if that be in a dark room, developing film, for example, or editing digitally. That's the kind of considerations you're making when you're doing photography. Certain things like exposure, contrast, highlights, brightness, shadow, saturation, that has to do with the colors, shutters, that's the thing that closes the lens, frame rate, that has more to do with video making, resolution. So these are all kind of things you're thinking about as you're taking and developing photos and videos. There's like a lot more to it. You're doing different things in regards to capturing something still, something in motion, dark, light, cameras that can see in the dark, infrared cameras, etc., etc. So yeah, it's a complicated thing, but I'm sure I explained it pretty well just now. Then there's the last thing on my list is Fortnite, the video game Fortnite. I don't know, do you play Fortnite? So it's a video game. It's a shooting game, maybe? No, there's a word for it. Battle Royale. It's a battle royale. So similar to mobile games such as Clash of Clans. A battle royale means that it's online and multiplayer, and you fight to win something, like capture the flag. Fortnite is, I believe, third-person battle royale, or first third person, where you play as a character, but you don't see through their eyes. You see them as they play. Like, you look down on them. There's a map, and basically you drop into places on the map with like a parachute, and you can build things like ramps and such to like hide or get into a taller place as you kind of fight with the other players. You can like shoot. You have weapons. They do different things. And then there's also loot boxes, I want to say they're called, where if you break them, you get like maybe like points or coins or something, and materials to build with, maybe weapons, something like that. And you use those to win and basically eliminate the other players. I'm not sure if there's different modes. I would assume there's like team modes and individual modes. And the goal is to be the last one standing. So that would be Fortnite. There's some more things about Fortnite I would like to say as well. There's these things called skins. This is something in other games as well, where you wear some sort of costume or change the appearance of your character, and you can win these and purchase them with real money as well. And then there's this other thing called emotes, which I also believe exist in other games, but well, obviously I don't understand the things I'm explaining, so emotes are things you do to emote, to show people how you might be feeling in the game, and you can unlock these or buy these just like skins. And they're like little dances you do, basically. So if you get a good kill or a good whatever, you can do a little dance. So it's kind of cool. It's like real life, you know? You do something cool in real life, you do a little dance. You do something cool in a Fortnite, you do a little dance. So that's what I would say about Fortnite. If any of you are, you know, pickleball players from Canada, drinking cocktails in your car, streaming Fortnite with a camera, you know, you can let me know if what I got right, what I didn't, what you liked, if this was relaxing. I like doing these, so hopefully you like listening to these. Well, I will see you next week, and thank you for watching.